Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we've got URC round 13 preview. I know the videos aren't as common. I hope you'd understand that, well, A, the Wi-Fi's still iffy at uni, there's nothing I can do about that, and B, the exams are starting in about 3 weeks, so yeah. I do value this channel highly. I do try and spend a lot of time and effort into it, but there is a few things that is slightly more important, and I think my uni exams are one of them. So I hope you'd understand that for maybe the next month or so it might not be as much as usual. I will try and get stuff out, but I hope you understand. But yeah, enough about that. We're going to get into the video. URC round 13 starting tonight. Let's go. So starting off, we have a very, very tasty encounter, which I'm going to stream. Leinster versus Bulls. What a game. First versus second at the RDS. This is going to be an absolutely massive, massive encounter. That is right, I will be streaming it. So about 7:30, come and check it out. Watch the game with me. I'll also keep you updated on the Zebra port, on the Dragons Zebra. But yeah, this is a huge game. And you know, this is kind of top of the table. Winner of this has first, and kind of, you know, if Leinster win, they cement first. If Bulls win, they have a chance at taking first properly. Now, I think that with it being in Dublin, I am going to side with Leinster, but Leinster have lost games this season. It's not the Leinster of last season that lost one game in the league because it was the final game. They'd already won the table by a mile. They threw out the kids and lost to the Bulls. That didn't happen. They've lost to Glasgow in the first game of the season, and then they lost to, I believe they lost to Ulster as well. Yeah, played 12-1-10. So yeah, Leinster aren't as dominant. They're still, you know, they're still top of the table, but they're not quite as dominant. So I can see a Bulls win here, but I'm gonna have to back Leinster. You have to back Leinster, don't you? You have to. Next up, we have got Dragons at home to Zebra. This is another at the exact opposite end. This is bottom versus second bottom. Both teams aren't having the best of season. I mean, Zebra's doing better than a lot of people thought they would. They've actually been competitive this season, but they're not winning games, and neither are Dragons again. Excuse me. Why? They always haven't been. They're not the top teams. But this is at Rodney Parade. Dragons at home, you have to fancy them, don't you? You know, they have picked up a couple odd wins this season, and I think this is another one of those games that they will be targeting. I mean, both teams will be targeting it, but I think that Dragons will just about get the job done here. Next up is another really exciting encounter as Benetton are hosting Connacht. Now, why this is so exciting is because this is 9th versus 10th. Practically the winner of this game will get back into the top 8. And I think that both of these teams had a bad loss last week. You know, Benetton got pipped right at the end by the Scarlets. Connacht got beat pretty convincingly by the Lions. And I think that both teams will want to fight back. I think both teams will look at this and go, this is a perfect game to push back on. Now, in Italy, in Treviso, you might back Benetton, but I'm actually going to side with Connacht, I think, here, due to the fact that Benetton have slipped completely. You know, Connacht have always been like that. Benetton were, you know, second in the league for a long time, and then have just plummeted down to 10th. So, due to that, I don't know why. I think it's due to the Six Nations and them just losing internationals. I think some internationals will be back, but I don't quite think enough yet for Benetton to really do something. Next up, we go to South Africa as the Sharks host Edinburgh, and this is going to be another really, really exciting game. Last time Edinburgh went to Durban, they were the first European team to win in South Africa in the URC 2 years ago. And I think that this will continue on. I think that, Sharks have had a really bad season so far. They've won 2 games. They got a good win against Ulster last week. Edinburgh, not so much. The Stormers kind of shredded them, as Stormers do. This is tight. I'm going to back the Sharks at home. You've looked at the team. That front 4 just scares the living crap out of me. And I think that, yes, Edinburgh will have internationals back. I suspect, the team's not out yet. The team will be announced in a couple of minutes, but I suspect Jamie Ritchie, Duhan van der Merwe, Hamish, Watson, all the big Edinburgh players will be back. But I don't know. I've not seen enough in attack from Edinburgh this season to see them winning in South Africa. Their attack hasn't been good. Much apologies, a cat is now in my room, so if there's any camera movement, it's not me. But no, I think Sharks will beat Edinburgh. I haven't seen enough from Edinburgh's attack, really. Next up, we are in Swansea, as Ospreys are hosting the Lions, and Lions off of a massive win against Connacht. Ospreys are lost to Munster last week. So, different stories. Both facing Irish teams, one winning, one losing. It is in Wales, but I think Lions are doing good this season. They're sitting 8th in the table, 8th versus 11th, so it is quite tight in the table. And I think that Lions will take advantage. They'll be looking at that going, I think Edinburgh's going to lose. Ulster will probably lose. There's a good chance that the Lions could catapult a couple of teams here. And I think they will capitalise on that and win this game. And then next up, we have Stormers at home to Ulster. And again, Ulster, they lost to Sharks last week. They didn't look that great. Stormers absolutely shredded Edinburgh. I think it could be a repeat. I think Stormers could again run away with this game. Have some big scorelines, good scores. Yeah, I can't see anything other than the South Africans winning here. Ulster are one of those teams who, when they turn up, they can beat the best. And they've proved that this season with beating the likes of Leinster. But they've also proved that they can completely fall apart. Like in the Sharks game, you think back to when Edinburgh beat them. So... Edinburgh aren't a bad team, but you know what I mean. Ulster fell apart. Next up, we have Scarlets at home to Glasgow, as I'm getting stared at by the cat. Scarlets getting a big win at home last week to Benetton, and Glasgow came back in the second half to beat Cardiff. So both teams coming off the back of some wins and some late on wins, but I can't see this going any other way than the way of the Scots. Glasgow have been immense this season. They're sitting 3rd in the table. They will know winning this game. They will probably jump the loser of the Bulls-Leinster game. And yeah, they will know that there's a chance to get top 2 as the cat's just jumped off. Okay, she's away. But yeah, I think Glasgow will win this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if Glasgow actually score quite a lot. I'm sorry, Scarlets, but that's just as I see it. Next, last, and definitely not least, Munster at home to Cardiff. Munster off the back of a big win against Ospreys. Cardiff off the back of that second half crumble against Glasgow. And I think that at Thomond Park, you have to back the Irishmen, the reigning champions. They had a bit of a rough patch around Christmas. They are back. They're back to 4th in the table. And I think that they will win this game and cement themselves. They'll be looking up again. I'll get into the table now, and I'll tell you roughly what's going to happen with my predictions where teams will end up. So, bottom, we've got Dragons. Now, again, beating Zebra like I think they will jump them. If Sharks lose to Edinburgh, which I don't think they will, Dragons will also jump them. Zebra, again, I don't think are going to get much. Sharks will probably jump Scarlets into 13th. They're in 14th. 13 Scarlets, I don't think they're going to beat Glasgow. 12 Cardiff, I don't think they're going to be Munster. 11 Ospreys. Who are Ospreys playing? I've completely forgotten. Lions. I don't think they're going to beat Lions, so they'll stay in 11th. 10, Benetton, again, they're level with Connacht on 33, so this is a big game between the two of them. I think it will be won by Connacht, so I don't think Benetton are going to jump anyone. 9th, Connacht, as I just said, they are probably going to beat Benetton, so I can see them jumping both Edinburgh and Ulster. 8, Lions, again, I can see them beating Ospreys. I think they're going to jump Edinburgh and Ulster. 7, Ulster, I don't think they're going to beat Stormers, so I think they're going to drop. 6, Edinburgh, again, I think they're going to drop. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Edinburgh 8, Ulster 9, or Ulster 9, Edinburgh 8, or Ulster 8, Edinburgh 9 at the end of this game week. 5th, Stormers, I think they're going to win, stay where they are. 4, Munster, I think they're going to win, depending on the size of win. They could jump the Bulls if the Bulls do lose to Leinster. 3, Glasgow, if they win, they will jump Bulls or Leinster. Leinster are a bit tougher, but they can still jump them. 2, Bulls, I think they're going to lose, so I think they'll drop definitely behind Glasgow, maybe behind Munster, and then Leinster top. I don't think they're going to move. So that's my thoughts on the round, on the games. Let me know your thoughts, predictions, whatever. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, I shall see you legends later.